Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I am going to be sharing all of my jumbled thoughts about Taylor Swift's new upcoming album. Looks like this video is going to feature Deku the cat. Do not mind him. I guess he just wants some, shoulder rubs? Want some shoulder pets? Huh? So last night, as I'm filming this, at the Grammys, Taylor won Best Pop Vocal Album for Midnight. And during her acceptance speech, she revealed to us that her next album, titled The Tortured Poets Department, will be coming out on April 19th. And of course, me being a major Swiftie, I lost my damn mind. I'm very happy that I caught my reaction to this announcement on video that I posted to my Instagram. I will insert it here just because it's on theme for this video. If you want to see my reaction, take a look.
But I know that the way that the Recording Academy voted is a direct reflection of the passion of the fans. So I want to say thank you to the fans by telling you a secret that I've been keeping from you for the last 2 years.
Oh my god.
Which is that my brand new album comes out April 19th.
Wait!
It's called The Tortured Poets Department. I'm gonna go and post the cover
Wait.
right now backstage. Thank you, I love you.
I can't tell if she's kidding or not! What is this? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Get ready to celebrate
I'm gonna go cry now. I'm really crying. She just pulled a fast one. We were all like, it's gonna be Reputation TV, and then this happens. It's a whole new album. I am psycho. Like, why are you crying over like just an announcement of a new album? Like, it's not the best thing in the world, but yes, it is, because we know it's her. Oh my god, I'm so happy. So as you can see, I went bonkers. I was not expecting this, just like everyone was not expecting this. So during this video, I want to go over my predictions for the album, what it's going to be like, and some theories that I have for it. So if you're interested in listening to my predictions for this album, just keep on watching the video. First off, we have to talk about how she completely threw us off the loop as to what exactly the announcement was going to be during the Grammys, because most of us thought that she was going to announce Reputation, Taylor's version, during the Grammys, because there had been all these Reputation Easter eggs going on. She has been wearing a lot of black lately and a lot of green as well, which is classified as the Reputation green. Just mere hours before the Grammys, she switched her profile picture, kept it as the Midnight's album cover, but she switched the filter on it to black and white. And as we know, the color scheme for Reputation is black and white, so that also looked like another Reputation Easter egg. So she has been throwing, for the past few months, all these Reputation Easter eggs. Then she completely catches pretty much everyone off guard when she announces TS11, which is just absolutely hilarious. And I do want to admit that in the back of my mind, I felt like she was going to announce TS11 at the Grammys instead of Reputation, Taylor's version. And the reason I thought that is because that when she announced Midnights during the VMAs, a lot of people had been thinking she was going to announce the next Taylor's version, but in reality, it was TS10, her 10th album. So I was wondering if she was trying to trick us and throw us off the scent of the announcement actually being for her 11th album. And I was right, and I should have gone with my gut. I was suspicious of that, and I was right. But the fact that she had turned her profile picture black and white on Instagram really did make me think that this was going to be an announcement for Reputation Taylor's version, because, I mean, how could you dispute that? That felt like such a blatant Reputation Easter egg, but I was right. I should have went with my gut. She was announcing her 11th album. Okay, so let's talk about what I think this album is going to be about. So the title is The Tortured Poets Department. Based on that title, it seems pretty obvious to me that this is going to be like a breakup album. I mean, it only makes sense. Like the Tortured Poets Department, that sounds like we're talking about someone who is deeply troubled and going through something. So it just seems obvious that this is going to be a breakup album. And over who? None other than Joe Alwyn. We knew it was coming. I'm like 100% sure this will be the album where we are told the full unfurling of their breakup. So during her announcement of this album, she said that this album has been like in the works for 2 years. She said, I think, I've been keeping this a secret from you for 2 years. And as has been stated, Jack Antonoff revealed recently that You're Losing Me, which is a song about Joe Alwyn detailing a rocky point in their relationship, had been written 2 years ago. So since it can be assumed that their relationship had been deteriorating 2 years ago, it can only be assumed, by me at least, that most of the tracks on this new album, maybe even all these tracks, are going to be songs about the troubles in their relationship and Taylor's uncertainty about their relationship. I think that all of the songs on this album are all songs that she probably wanted to put on Midnights but wasn't ready to put on Midnights yet because they were songs that slandered Joe Alwyn, and she couldn't put them on Midnights yet because they were still together when Midnights came out. They had only, I think, broken up like a month or two after Midnights came out, so she couldn't put those songs on the album. But now that they're no longer together, she is free to speak about the troubling period of their relationship, her wavering feelings towards him, her falling out of love with him. That is what the theme of this album is going to be. I am dead set on that. I think that's just pretty obvious. And I know a lot of people in the fandom, they have this similar theory, the similar prediction, and I completely agree with it. And I'm so looking forward to really delving into how she actually felt about Joe Alwyn at the end of their relationship. Because we have gotten so many love songs about him that paint him in such a great light, that praise him, and to think that we're gonna get songs that actually like slander him or at least paint him differently is crazy. It's going to be completely new. I cannot wait for it. And a little Easter egg that has to do with the title that I just found out about through the fandom that is really mind-boggling. It really is such a clear Easter egg. Joe Alwyn has a group chat with his friends that is titled I wrote it right here, The Tortured Man's Club, or The Tortured Men's Club, and the title of the album is The Tortured Poets Department. I mean, you see the connection there? I don't even have to say anything, like, such a clear Easter egg to me. I also do love this title because the saying goes that artists need to suffer in order to make great art. And I feel like the Tortured Poets Department is kind of synonymous with that idea. So I feel like a lot of these tracks are going to go along with the idea that artists need to suffer in order to make great art, which I think is such an interesting concept. Now let's talk in terms of sound and genre of this album. I've seen a lot of theories that this album is going to be another sister to Folklore and Evermore, which I think it could be. I think the cover of it kind of gives off that vibe. However, I've seen it going around, and I don't know if this is like official or if it's just a rumor, that this is going to be a synth pop album, which is completely opposite to what Folklore and Evermore was in terms of genre. So I don't really know. If this is a synth pop album, I wouldn't be mad because pop, and specifically like synth pops, I've mentioned so many times how I love synths. I love that sound so much. That sound is very similar to what 1989 was, and 1989 is one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums. So if it is synth pop, like, I'd be totally down for that because I love that sound, that genre so much. So we'll just have to see. Like, now I really don't know what genre this could be. It could be like folksy, like Folklore and Evermore. It could be synth pop, it could be simply pop. It could be a completely different genre. Who knows? I don't really know at this point. So before making this video, I came a little prepared. I made like bullet points of everything I wanted to mention. And one of those was my theory that this could be a collaboration album because of the title, The Tortured Poets Department. With department in the title, it made it seem like this would be like filled with artists who you would consider like tortured poets, so they would all be on this album. But that theory was nixed because the track list came out like maybe a little over an hour ago, and I'm kind of glad now that I put this video off and I couldn't film it until right now because I get to mention the track list in this video. So let's go over the tracks. I feel like the tracks solidify more, even more, phenomenally more, that this album will be about Jo Alwyn and her falling out with him. Based on these titles, like, it's so blatant. Oh my god. So let's go over them. First track, Fortnite featuring Post Malone. Post Malone? What a collaboration. I cannot wait to hear what that sounds like. I cannot wait to hear his contribution to this song. Oh my god. That is so cool. The Tortured Poets Department is track 2, which is the same title as the album. So we have an album title track on here. Track number 3 is My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. I mean, we have a diss track. That is going to be a diss track about you know who. Based on that title, how could it not? Track number 4 is Down Bad. So I feel like the saying down bad is something you say when you have like really intense feelings for someone and that someone is the only person who is always on your mind, like you've got it bad. I think that's what that song is going to be about. Track number 5. Oh, and I just realized this is track number 5, and as we know, Taylor's track 5s are always the most heart-wrenching tracks. Our track 5 on this album is So Long London. Who do we know is British? Jo freaking Alwyn. We have a title that is So Long London. I feel like that's going to be a song about her like letting go of him. That's going to be her like goodbye song about him. And like just based on that title, it is definitely going to be a track 5. I can just feel it. It's going to be completely heartbreaking, and I'm nervous for it because I know it's going to be emotional, but can't wait to hear it. Track number 6. Track number 6. This title is so unhinged. But Daddy, I Love Him. What is that? Oh my god. But Daddy, I Love Him. I feel like based on this title, this song is going to uncover her family and how they were starting to doubt that Jo was actually right for her. And I had a feeling they probably were starting to doubt that Jo was right for her, but she loved him too much that she couldn't see what they were seeing and that he wasn't the one for her. And if that's what this song is going to be about, it's going to be absolutely fascinating. Oh my god, I love that title. It reminds me of that scene from The Little Mermaid where her father like destroys all of the human things that Ariel had required, and he destroys the statue of Eric. And before that, Ariel was like, but Daddy, I love him. That's when I first saw that title. That's the first thing I thought of was Little Mermaid. Track number 5, Fresh Out of the Slammer. This one's taking me off guard because I thought it was called Fresh Out of Summer, but I guess I read it wrong. It's Fresh Out of the Slammer. Okay. Fresh Out of the Slammer. So a slammer, when you think of that, you think of prison, you think of jail. Could this be like maybe something similar to Reputation? Like she's talking about how, ooh, okay, the wheels are turning. I think on this one, she's going to be talking about how she had been just regaining her reputation, coming out of that period of time that we know where she was getting canceled on the internet. And once she had gotten past and gotten through that period, we know that that's when she was getting into a relationship with Joe Alwyn. So I think she's going to talk about how Joe had helped her come out of that. And she's going to be reflecting on that again. You think? Maybe. I think that's the closest thing I can think about. Track number 8 is called Florida with 3 exclamation points featuring Florence and the Machine. So we have another collaboration here. Based on this title, I have no idea what this song is going to be about. Like, the title is only Florida. So I'm assuming it's going to have something to do with the state of Florida. But that's it. Track number 9, Guilty as Sin. When I first saw this track, it immediately reminded me of Carolina because there is a lyric in that song that says Guilty as Sin. So it immediately reminded me of Carolina. This title is Guilty as Sin with a question mark. So maybe another song that calls back to her cancellation period, because it has guilty in it. Track number 10, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? That one is an interesting title, very long title. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? I'm not sure about that one. Honestly, I don't know what to make of this one. So this one, I think I'm just going to have to hear it and find out what it's about. Track number 11, another track title that kills me. I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can. This one, it's going to destroy me. I mean, what more is there to say about that title? Like, I feel like the title explains exactly what the song is going to be about. I feel like she wanted to, like, fix the relationship that she had with Joe Alwyn, fix everything about him that wasn't working for her, but you know, you can't fix everyone, and you shouldn't fix everyone because that's not your job. Sometimes you just have to accept how it is, how they are. So yeah, this title makes me very sad that she felt that way, that she felt like she had to fix him. Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait for that song, but I know it's just going to be like an emotional one based off this title. Track number 12 is LOML, which means Love of My Life. Okay, I feel like this one is going to be about how she thought Joe was the love of her life, was the one, and will detail her heartbreak that it didn't work out, which is just, you know, devastating. Track number 13, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Maybe this one will be about how she has dealt with having her heart broken so many times by so many guys, but she picked herself back up again, felt she can give love another chance again, and she did that with Joe, but as we know, it did fall apart, so she just only got her heart broken again. Track number 14, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. This is another one that I'm not quite sure what it could be about, so we'll just have to see. Same deal with track number 15, it's called The Alchemy. That title is extremely vague. Have no idea. Track number 16, I just found out the meaning behind this track title like just a little while ago. It's called Clara B. Clara B was a actress during the silent film era in the 20s, and she was described, she had this nickname called the It Girl, which I thought was very interesting. So I still don't know what this track will be about, but I find it very fascinating that it's named after this actress from the 20s who was a very famous actress. So obviously this song is going to have something to do with her. Last track is the bonus track, and that is the Manuscript. This one I'm also struggling to figure out what this song could be about based off of this title. I think it's another one that we'll just have to wait and see. I think a lot of these track titles are very like detailed and descriptive, so they really clue you into what these songs could be about. There's only a few like very vague ones, but most of these songs, like, I can tell what these are going to be about. I didn't mention my theories for Fortnite. The first track, I think I was so distracted by Post Malone being on this track. Fortnite is another title. I don't really know what this song could be about based off that title. So yeah, those are my theories for some of these songs. I do think this is the most like interesting track list I have ever seen from her, because like I just mentioned, so many of these track titles are so descriptive. So many of them are extremely long titles. So it's for sure the most unique Taylor Swift track listing I have ever seen. Next, I thought it would be interesting to look at the marketing of this album and look at the vinyl, the CD, the cassette, just the whole theme around this album. So as of right now, there is a vinyl, a standard CD, and a cassette. There was a collector's edition CD that came with a whole bunch of goodies that I can't remember what was in it, but it was a collector's edition CD set, but it sold out. It sold out so quickly, and luckily I caught it in time, so I did pre-order it, which I'm glad I did then, because I did not know it was going to sell out that quickly, and it did, so I'm glad I was able to get it. But yeah, it sold out like within a few hours of it being posted on the website, which is insane. So let's talk about the vinyl first. It is the Tortured Poets Department vinyl plus bonus track of the Manuscript. It has a collectible 24-page book-bound jacket with 3 handwritten lyrics unique to this vinyl and never before seen photos. So it looks like, based off the picture that I have right here, that the gatefold of the vinyl is not like a typical gatefold, but it is actually a book, which that idea is so cool. I don't know if anyone's ever done this sort of thing before, where they have the vinyl but it opens up to be like a book, but I love that idea so much, and I cannot wait to get my copy of the vinyl and check it out. It has 2 ghosted white vinyl discs, so this will be a white pressing. I don't know if there will be other pressings. I'm sure there will be a pressing for the Target edition. We'll see what that looks like. It might just be like the Target red pressing that a lot of Target vinyl editions have. I could see that happening, but we'll just see. It has collectible album sleeves, including never before seen photos. So I'm guessing the sleeves aren't just like the title tracks and lyrics. You'll also get photo shoot photos from this album on there. So the collector's edition of the CD is no longer available, at least as of right now. I don't know if they'll ever like put it back in stock, but there is the standard CD that doesn't come with all the goodies from the collector's edition. It comes with 16 tracks plus the bonus track, which is the Manuscript. It says collectible CD album in single jewel case with unique font and back cover art. 1 disc album with collectible disc artwork, a collectible 20-page booklet that includes all song lyrics and never before seen photos. This one also comes with a double-sided poster, which I can't remember if the collector's edition of the album came with a poster, but this one does. You can see in the picture that there is a poster there. Side 1 includes full-size photograph of Taylor Swift. Side 2 includes 1 handwritten lyric unique to this CD. So I actually didn't order the standard edition of the CD. I only ordered the collector's edition because, I don't know, I guess I didn't really feel the need to get the standard edition as well. I might get it now because it does come with a poster, full-size photograph of Taylor, and a handwritten lyric unique to this CD. So that's kind of drawing me in. Might just get the standard CD as well. And then we have the cassette. I did order the cassette, and I don't have any cassettes. I've never purchased a cassette before. I don't have a cassette player, but since I've been getting into collecting more music and physical music, I wanted to start like collecting cassettes. I don't want to get a lot, but I will collect Taylor cassettes. So I'm like, you know what? I'll purchase it. Like, why not? So the cassette comes with 16 tracks plus the bonus track, the Manuscript, 1 handwritten lyric unique to this cassette, and collectible never before seen photos, 1 double-sided cassette shell in ghosted white. Like I said, I did get the vinyl, the collector's edition CD set, and the cassette. And when I get those, I do want to do like an unboxing video of them. I think that would be so fun. So yeah, I can't wait to get them. And let's talk about the album cover. I love this album cover. So we have her on what looks to be a bed laying on a bunch of pillows, and she's in this like silky top with like brief shorts. You only see the bottom half of her face, you don't see her eyes. It's giving very like sultry, intimate vibes. This seems like a really like sexy setting, sexy pose. So I don't know if a lot of these songs will have like a sexy feel. I can see that happening. It just seems like she's in a very like vulnerable pose. Like when you are with someone, they don't like lay down like that, like in a very like sexy outfit like that, like this. Not everyone does that. The only person who will do that around you is someone who is very close to you, feels like they can be vulnerable with you. So I do feel like this album, based on this cover, is going to give very like vulnerable vibes, very confessional vibes. I can totally see that. What I also found interesting, and I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone else talk about this cover, the immediate thought I had in my head when I first saw it is that it reminds me of the original 1989 cover where you only see the bottom half of her face, you don't see her eyes. That's what also makes me think that the synth pop theory of the genre of this album could be correct because of the similarities that this cover has with the original 1989 cover. I can see the connection there. I do love the aesthetic of this album so far based on the cover. I love the black and white, where it's not like exactly a black and white filter, but it looks like black and white mixed with sepia. It reminds me of like a contemporary album from the 90s. It's just an aesthetic that I've never seen Taylor do before, and I'm very much down for it. And the back cover was just released along with the track list just a few like hours ago, so this is completely new. We have her in a very like somber pose. She looks very tired. She looks very like over it, which I feel like also speaks to the devastating nature and sound that a lot of these songs are going to have. And over her shoulder it says, "I love you, it's ruining me. I love you, it's ruining me." Why am I getting so close to the camera? It's because I'm trying to convey how like gagged I am over this. "I love you, it's ruining me." What a saying. I don't know if that's a lyric to one of these songs. It could be, but it looks like it is on the back cover of this album. I mean, that is one of the most like devastating things I've ever heard from her. Like, I feel like based off of this right here, she felt like she was so in love that she couldn't see the red flags, and she knew that her relationship with him was not good for her, but she couldn't get out of it because she loved him so much that so much so that it was ruining her because she knew this wasn't a good situation for her, but she couldn't let him go because she loved him so much. Like, oh my god, it's so sad. It's so sad. It really speaks volumes to just what this album is going to be about, and that kills me. I also want to talk about something I did have questions about when this album was announced, and that is she going to have another era added to the Eras Tour? Is she going to have the Tortured Poets department added on as an era on the Eras Tour? I don't think so. And the reason being is that the show is already so long that I don't even know if venues will allow her to like expand on the already long show. Like, I'm pretty sure there is a curfew for these stadiums and venues, but I think it is for sure possible that a lot of these songs will be surprise songs during the Eras Tour. I can definitely see that happening. I feel like if she were to add on the Tortured Poets department era as its own like dedicated set on the Eras Tour, she would have to cut other songs from the set list, which I could see her doing that, just so she had time to add on the Tortured Poets department era. We'll just have to see. I'm very curious as to if the Eras Tour set list is going to change because of this new album drop, and I know a lot of people are like curious about that, so I guess that's something we're just going to have to wait and see. But with all of that said, I think that's all I wanted to say about this album. A new Taylor Swift album coming out is always such an event for me. I really can't wait for it. And when this album does drop, of course, I will be doing a video reaction to it, so you get to see all my initial thoughts and feelings about these songs. I probably will have a mental breakdown on camera based off these song titles. Like, I just know it's going to be an absolutely heartbreaking album. Let me know if you have any theories about this album as well. If you agreed on anything I said, I would really love to know. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back with a new one really soon. Bye!